Hey Cameron, look at all these albums that came out this year so far. I'm just going to give a quick little run through of what I've gotten so far because I'm going to be gearing up for my top 20 top albums of the 2023, the top new releases. And I usually do that at the end of the year. And so far I got about maybe 40 records, maybe 35, 40. Still some good stuff coming out on the way. I want to start with Night Demon Outsider. This is a good record, very melodic. I was expecting it to be more thrash with the name like Night Demon. It was actually my first time listening to these guys. Heard a lot about them in the past, but you know, I like the colors. That's what kind of drew me to buy the record because I always like that neon green with black. It's always been like kind of like my favorite color combination. All right, and then we got Steve Vai and Gash. I think this was like the first record I bought for 2023. It came out in January. Pretty good. I need to listen to a little bit more. It's definitely very song oriented. I'm not really a big fan of the cover. I know that's his friend that passed away. I think he was the vocalist on it. It's an album that they were working on together for a long time. And or maybe that's him, or is that him too? Looks different there. Anyway, yeah, I guess they were buddies, and I guess the guy died, and so Vi put this record out. Yeah, look at that chest, man. Oh, Paul Gilbert's The U.D.O album. Will this make my top 20? Look at that, man. I got the CD too because the CD has an extra song on it, Heaven and Hell. All right, we're just doing a run. NERVOSA. This is one of the more recent ones I got. This right here is a top contender for being in my top 10. Jailbreak. Very brutal, very heavy. Preca Amaral on vocals. She's the guitar player typically, but now she's doing guitar and lead vocals, and I think she was the missing link. I think that's what they've been needing all this time, not going through all these different singers. Preca, she's doing a really good job on the vocals. My good friend Melina Moy, she's a good friend of mine. We've been, we kind of came up together in LA, but she skyrocketed into success, and she's continuing to do great things. Melina Moy, her album is called Dirty. Very kind of bluesy pop rock, a bit more like kind of in the lines of Prince. And here's a little bit of Janet Jackson there, especially with the song Say My Name. Very, very catchy, very, very good stuff. Definitely check it out. She's also a sight for sore eyes. Voivod. Now this is I'm kind of debating on putting this in my top, whether it's a contender or not, because it's only got one new song. The rest of them are all old songs that are kind of redone, re-recorded. So, but still, I just want to show that this came out this year. And so, yeah. Voivod. Tales of Morgoth Tales. Morgoth. Morgoth Tales. Not Morgoth. Okay. Immortal. This is a fucking great album. Now they're down to just one dude in the band, from what I understand. Abath is not gonna ever be back with these guys ever again. And the last album had two guys, and I think this one's only got the one guy that did the whole album, which, if you listen to it, sounds like a full band. Did a really great job. I love the cover. Makes me wish I was at Castle Grayskull or some shit. Next Sorum. This is a cool band. I kind of got up based off their album cover, and I've only listened to it once. I got to listen to some more, see where it would place in my top 20. But what I heard, it was really good. I liked it. Look at that cover, man. I love the artwork. Nixorium. I discovered them on that. If you go on YouTube, there's the Black Metal Promotions YouTube channel, and they're always promoting like black metal and bands that I've never heard of, and probably bands that, if you're a full-on black metal fanatic, then you probably heard of all of them. And then Mork, I was always attracted to their name, and I really love this album. It's very dark black metal, but it's got some nice melodies in it, and it's just very, very cold sounding. Yeah, it's called Mork. We're getting there. Look at this. It's Depeche Mode. Memento. Can they never say the I can never say the title right because they have it's Memento Mori. Yeah, but they have it backwards there. Good album. There's a couple of stinkers on there as far as song wise, or I wouldn't say stinkers, but it's just songs that you can kind of like skip over. They're just kind of like not very not very Depeche Mode sounding, but for the most part, a really good record, especially since they haven't put out a record in a long time, a new album. And this is a really good record. This might be in my top 10 as well. Angel's newest album, Once Upon a Time. It sounds very retro Angel. If you remember them from the 70s, they were on Casablanca Records along with Kiss, but Kiss dominated the charts and dominated the popularity, so Angel kind of sort of flew under the radar until like later on when people started discovering them, and that's when they got a little bit more popular. All right, now this right here, man, the new KK's Priest. I mean, if you guys don't know, KK Downing, formerly of Judas Priest, he's never going to go back, probably, most likely. Very in your face. This is a heavy metal record. Every song is just, if you like Painkiller, Judas Priest Painkiller, or any of the Ripper Owens Judas Priest, you're going to really love this. It's definitely heavier than their first album. This is their newest one, second album. It's definitely heavier, faster. It's got a lot of good melodies on it. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's just a really good record. I mean, it kicks you in the teeth. Every song kicks you in the teeth. We'll see where they go on the third record. Maybe they'll get a little bit more experimental, but I like it, you know. Obituary, their newest record. What is it called? Dying of Everything. They're so positive with their messages. Yeah. This is a good record. I mean, I gotta listen to a little bit more, see where it would place in my top 20. That's why I'm kind of running through these, just to see, you know, give myself a little reminder and show you guys what I got over the years. Sleep Token. I'm taking a chance in this one. Now check this out. I've never listened to these guys yet. I saw maybe a little snippet of a video, you know, when I heard they got a hype, and then I was reading about them in the last magazine I bought. I think it was Revolver. I was reading an interview on them, and they seem interesting. I know they get a lot of buzz out there about these guys. You know, they're mysterious. You know, kind of like what Ghost did, but Ghost, you know, obviously we already know what Ghost looks like now. It's Tobias, whereas these guys are keeping their look at very mysterious. Hopefully they don't go through like a lawsuit and have to reveal themselves like Tobias did. But so here's the thing: what I'm going to do with this, I haven't even listened to it yet. As you can see, it's still in its original plastic. I haven't even opened it or nothing, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reaction video on one of their songs, and then I'm going to see if I made the right choice of buying their record, because I bought the record without even listening to them and just going based on hype about these guys. And so at some point, maybe this weekend, I'm going to do a reaction video on one of their songs, and then see, you know, and then I'll pop the record on and listen to the whole thing and see where it places. Ghost Pantomimes. This is their cover album. Kind of debating on putting it on my top 20, but you never know. I mean, they're all the cover songs, but it still might, you know, I wouldn't say it's their strongest covers album. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's all right. I need to listen to a little bit more, but, you know, Jesus He Saved. That's the Genesis song that they put out. Iron Maiden, they do a really cool version of the song Iron Maiden by Iron Maiden. Really cool version of that. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's Ghost. You know, what can you go wrong? Metallica 72 Seasons. I think this is a very strong record by them. Definitely better than the last album. It still holds up. To me, I was already burnt out on the last album that they put out. They burnt out within like a couple months of listening to it. Whereas this, I could pop it on. It's just been out. I think this has been out since March, I want to say. And I put it on yesterday, and it still sounds great. Still sounds, you know, powerful. It's heavy. Especially that first song, man. I love the title song, 72 Seasons. Just the way it's like the perfect opening song for an album. So yeah, colors are a little bit weird. I got used to the colors, but you know, I kind of like it. You know, it's bright yellow and shit. Hell Ripper. Bought this based on the album cover and the name Hell Ripper. Always thought it was a cool name. Like, hell yeah, now that's fucking metal right there. It's Hell Ripper. All right, this is a fucking very strong record. Kind of black metal, like old school thrash. Kind of reminds you of Destruction in some areas, like classic Destruction. Right, Tamara? All right, Hell Ripper, Warlocks Grim, and Withered Hags. Now this album here, this is you know, Metallica early on. It did a top 10 of the new releases that's been out so far, and Metallica was number 1, I believe. I think I did have Metallica at number 1. Then this was number 2. No, I don't even think I had this on. Well, I don't know. I think I did have this on there. Yeah, because anyway, This is pretty much might be my number one. I don't know. There's still some. We still got. Who's coming out soon? Oh, Dawkins got a new album coming out. I got that on pre-order. Yeah, there's still some. Oh, Miraker. So she's got a new album coming out in October this month. So, you know, we're gonna see this. So far, Metallica and Catatonia are the top two. Where they place, whether it's one or two, is unsure right now. I'm gonna have to listen to this again. But this is a very strong album, man. Sky Void of Stars. I mean, it's so dark and melodic and cool little time changes, but still staying melodic. Crypta, the nemesis of Nervosa. I don't even know if they're enemies or not, but I know like this chick used to be in Nervosa. Maybe the drummer did too, but very, very strong album. You know, I was gonna do a Crypta versus Nervosa to see like, you know, which album is the strongest, you know. Yeah, I mean, play them side by side, but they're both different in a way. Like, you know, I think Crypta's a little bit more on the kind of darker style riffs, more evil sounding, you know, kind of almost black metal in some areas. Whereas Nervosa is very powerful and heavy and just in your face. So both strong albums by very strong women. Paramore, a friend of mine on Facebook turned me onto this, Tyler. I listened to it. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say it might make my top 20. Where, I don't know. You know, very interesting sounding band. I wouldn't, like, it's still alternative. You know, I mean, they're not metal or nothing, but I need to listen a little bit more. I think I spun it maybe a couple of times, but I need to like really sit down and listen to it to make a determination where it's going to place. This is another band. These guys are kind of considered, I guess, shoegaze metal or something, but I took a chance on them just because of the album cover. I love the way that looked, and I just love the style, like look at that creepy old style shit, Edgar Allan Poe shit. They're called Spotlights. The band is called Spotlights, and very unique album. It's cool. It's kind of like I said, it's like dark, kind of gothic, shoegaze, which I never even heard that genre until a few years ago when I started putting my own music out, and you had to choose genres, and I thought, what the hell's a shoegaze? And now I'm writing a song that's kind of shoegazy sounding. But anyway, so yeah, Alchemy for the Dead. Whether that'll make my top 20 or not, who knows? Burning Witches. This has a very strong possibility of hitting the top 10 so far. So, especially on the album cover alone. But very good. I wasn't impressed with their covers of I Want to Be Somebody or Shot in the Dark. Shot in the Dark was a little bit better. I Want to Be Somebody. I thought they kind of ruined I Want to Be Somebody. It's definitely not the song for them. Then again, it's very hard to cover Wasp and really pull it off unless you because Blackie's just got such a unique voice. But just there's some of the things he did in the chord progression, some of the arrangement of the pre-chorus I just wasn't a fan of how they did it. I was thinking, why the hell did they do it like that for? Come on, they just fucked it all up. I mean, it was sounding good until that part came up, and I was like, what the fuck are they doing there? Anyway. Oh, BABYMETAL, the one. This is weird. They released this vinyl. I got it on CD too, but they released the vinyl, but they don't really have no cover. It just came like this. Like all the vinyl came like this, like no album cover or nothing. This is a good album, man. You know, I was not the biggest BABYMETAL fan. I mean, this got me into them more, and I started doing reaction videos on some of their stuff, and they got a lot of views. And I really appreciate this album. It's got a lot of cool elements in it, as far as melodic, kind of some electronica in there. Definitely metal in there. Yeah, I just like it. It's a very strong record. This might make the top 10. Squid Pisser. Bought these guys based on just the name Squid Pisser. Checked out the video. Their songs are very short and fast and just very freaking just out of this world drumming with guitars. I mean, if you listen to it from a distance, their music, it sounds kind of like just a bunch of noise. Like if you're just some bystander listening to them or whatever, or you come across them on a loudspeaker, you're gonna like, what the fuck is all that noise? But if you're a musician and you're listening to them, you're listening to these very intricate guitar parts and time changes that are just going crazy, and a song is maybe 2 or 3 minutes long. Some of their songs, they have one song that's like 50 something minutes long, or no, 50 something seconds long. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think it's like less than a minute long, and it's just all over the place, and it's crazy. I think it was a Fuck Your Preacher. Then they turned me on to a band called Cancer Christ, which I got their 7-inch single. which came out this year, which I'm not going to put in my top 20 just because it's not a full record. It's just a single. But yeah, my Tadpole Legion, Squid Pisser. Check them out. This is a good contender for me. Very strong rock, gothic rock sounding record. I mean, nothing groundbreaking as far as, you know, originality, like, or trying to be like, you know, intricate or anything like that. It's just, every song is just a good rock sounding, solid song. Kind of like, they kind of remind me like a gothic version of AC/DC. Like, they just put out really good, solid rock metal songs. Whereas AC/DC just puts out really good, solid rock songs. Nothing, you know, they're not trying to like turn heads or anything with anything. They just want you to rock out. CDs. This is that Baby Metal I was telling you about. The other one, the newest one. It's a good album. This was a surprise for me because I thought I'd never ever buy a Winger album, but good music, man. I have to give it to Kip. I mean, and after watching that documentary, there's a documentary, I forgot what it's called. I Want to Rock This Way or something. Just Google Winger in 2023 documentary. Kip Winger tells a story about, you know, how I think his wife got killed or something in an accident, and just some of the struggles he's gone through as a, you know, always being pegged as kind of like a cheesy rock dude. When that one video came out, she's only 17, and when Metallica, you paid attention, Tamara? When Metallica was throwing darts at his picture in their video, and I, you know, that really rubbed him the wrong way, and I think Lars called and apologized, or maybe it was James that called and apologized, but Lars hasn't yet or something. But anyway, this is a good solid record. Kip Winger, he conducts orchestras and shit, man. This guy's a composer. I think he won a Grammy for some kind of like some major orchestral piece that he did for I think some play or something like that. But yeah, I mean, the dude's fucking pretty brilliant musician. Tigers of Pantang, bought it based on the album cover. Plus, these guys have been around forever, and you know, I've always liked them off and on. Just never had any of their albums before, but this is a good solid record for 2023. They're older guys now, so yeah, that's a good solid record. Paul Gilbert, you already saw this on vinyl, got it on CD too, because it has Heaven and Hell as a bonus track. That's how they trick you now, man. They put out vinyl, and then they get you to buy the CD because they put a song in there that's different. Black Braid 2, this is a good album. Very solid black metal. These guys are native. I think it's just one guy that pretty much does everything, but he, you know, has a band when he plays live. But it's just the one dude. I heard some stuff about him. I don't know. Okay. So I heard that he played some festival, or was supposed to play some festival in Norway or somewhere. It's like a Viking festival. But from what I understand, this Viking festival is always inclusive to all different types of genre of metal. You know, like, you don't have to be a white Viking person. You know, they want everybody, you know, no matter what country you're from. And apparently his band was supposed to play, but he got kicked off it because he claims that it's because of his skin color and because he's native. But from what the reports are coming in, a lot of people are saying that he was belligerent. He was drunk off his ass. He was fucking with people and just like running, like knocking into things, and he was just incoherent. So I guess he pissed off a lot of people because he showed up just totally wasted, and that's why they kicked him off. So, you know, I like to dig deeper in that story and see what the truth is. You know, I like to hear both sides before making any judgment. But aside from all that, his personal issues or whatever, I don't give a fuck about that. It's a good album. Get out there and get it. Black Braid 2. This is a great album. Lamp of Murmur. Lamp of Mimir. Saturnian Bloodstorm. Fucking solid black metal. Fucking just totally brutal sounding. Love that album cover. Alcatraz, if you want to call them that anymore. They don't have Graham Bonnet no more. But, you know, it's good solid metal. It's like, you know, neoclassical sounding metal. Joe Stump on guitar. He's very into his Yngwie Malmsteen sounding stuff. I got to listen to this record a little bit more, see where it's going to place on my top 20. But songs I've heard on it so far is pretty good. Solid. Melodic, you know. It's got Doogie, whatever his name, Doogie on vocals that played with Rainbow and Enforced. I need to listen to this a little bit more. I've only spun it once. But it's definitely some good thrash. War Remains. And then we got Love Bites, another Japanese metal band. Very fucking, you got to check these ladies out. I mean, yeah, they look all innocent and like a little pop group right there or something, but they're not. They're like full on metal and just like very good musicians. I mean, the guitar player Miyako, I mean, she's just amazing. And Midori on the other guitar. And just powerhouse, power metal in a way. Just every song that kicks you in the teeth. Very melodic. Good stuff. Get out there and get Love Bites. Amon Amarth, just got this recently. Good album. I've always liked Amon Amarth. I need to get more of their records. Good, solid. They're the only band I think that's the type vocals, but you can almost hear a melody in there. You know, I think it's like a lot of this, the music is got a lot of cool little melody, harmony leads and everything like that. So his vocals kind of complement that, and it's like you almost forget that he's singing guttural. That you're actually, it sounds like you're listening to an actual catchy song. LA Guns, as everyone knows, my good friend Phil Lewis, he's still in LA Guns. Him and Tracy Guns reunited. They've been putting out solid records ever since. This is a very solid album, very different from the last album. A lot of Led Zeppelin sounds on here. I hear some Alice Cooper, like classic Alice Cooper sounds. Very good album called Black Diamond. So get out there and get that. So there we are. There we go, Cameron. Those are all the records I have so far, and we still got Miracle coming out, Dokken. Hopefully Merciful Fate. I heard Merciful Fate's gonna drop a new record. Will it come by December? All right, so there we go. Woo!